Are you new to programming in JavaScript? Then this tutorial is for you. Hi everyone, my name is Yazan and I'm an instructor at Degrify Academy. We upload new content on YouTube every Thursday. Today, we're going to start a new JavaScript series, starting with variables. So if you enjoyed watching the video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe buttons. Let's go.
All right, so for this part, we're going to talk about variables, var versus lit versus const. What are the variables? What are the differences? And yeah, let's get to it. All right, so what is a variable? It's pretty basic definition. So it's a kind of place to store values. So if you have some kind of data type, if you have an array, an object, and you want to reuse it in multiple places, what you do is, and you want to reuse it, then it's better to assign it to a variable and then take that variable and then start using it in whatever place you want to use that. So let's say how can we create a variable? So there are multiple ways. So we can say maybe var a name, and then Walter, maybe we could, if you want to use lit, we say lit count, for example, and then 12, and then const age is 13 or 30, for example. So the declaration is really straightforward. So you declare it with whatever keyword, if you're using var, lit, or const, followed by the name of the variable. So you could use it by the name of the variable, and then we have the assignment. So we assign it to any value, and it could be any type of value, any primitive or reference type. It could be a boolean, it could be undefined, it could be a null, and the list goes on. Yeah, so what are the differences here? Let's see what are the differences and what we can do about them. So with var, we can basically, let's just say hi, for example. And we can basically just create, let's say hello, maybe. And then if I would basically declare the value and update it, so say hello again, you see that Java or JavaScript here has no kind of no saying on that. So it's say, oh cool, do you want to recreate the same variable and the same name in the same scope? Feel free to do it. I'm not going to bother here. And if you try to console log the say hi, so it's not going to kind of print both of them. It's just going to print the latest one, which is this one. And you can here see what kind of bugs it you might face later on, which is what if you have a long kind of code, like a long file, and you reused or the same name of the variable, and what's gonna happen? Right, so it's not gonna be fun at all. All right, so that's one thing here, and the other thing with like if you can go like a greetings here, and we say so var greetings, and we say hello you, and what we could do with var here as well, we can declare the value. So we could just say greetings, and we say hello, maybe I'll decide I want to say hello world. So we can do those two things with variables or with var, and at least for this one here is just totally fine, but this one is like the first one, like redeclaring the same variable, same name, and without any problems, then that's not fun at all. So that's one thing about var. So let's talk about maybe the scope here. What is that scope? So with the scope, let's say you have an if statement, all right, and the if statement, let's say if it's true, so it will always resolve to true, and we're always going to execute whatever here in between this curly brackets. So if it's true, what I want to do is I want to say var say hi, and so the same name, all right, and I will say hello from the I don't know, inner scope, let's say. All right, and what else I want to do here at the bottom is I will just console.log what is say hi. So what do you think the result would be here? Is it going to be hello, or is it going to be this one? Well, if you might be shocked with the result, but it's going to actually be that one, which is whatever inside this inner scope, right? It's maybe you can see here where I'm going, but it's too bad. That's why it's not recommended to use var at all. So the better way are var and lit and const. So let's see what is lit. We can easily we can do the same thing with there are like for example, like if you want to reassign, that's totally fine with lit, but let's see about redeclaring. So if I would say, if I have a variable called say hi, and I will say here hi, and then later on I decided to say, okay, I'm going to also have the same variable name but with something else, hi, like that. So you can read here that it's already start throwing an error, hey, cannot redeclare a block scope. So if it's in the same block, we cannot declare the same name. But what we can do here, we can reassign. That's totally fine. We can reassign the value because we can update that value if we want later on. That's totally fine. But if we're going to go back about the scoping issue, what if we have the same example as before? What if I have if true, and then I basically move this to be inside? All right, and if I try right now to console.log say hi, you remember before in the previous example we logged this value from whatever inside this block. So a block is whatever here in between the curly brackets. That's a block. So if I do now save and run the program again, so you see that it's only printing hi. So what do we get from this? So what we understand from this is first, lit can be reassigned but cannot be redeclared. That's one. And second, lit is a block scoped, so it's only scoped to the block itself. So meaning that we can use the same name, but it must be in a different, like in a different scope, in a different block. Like for example, I can have here another like if, for example, and I can also have the same exact name. There's no problem at all with that. I can say I can have it there, and they are all different. They're all different. They are not conflicting with each other. So that's why lit is cool. What about const? Const is something that we can. It's in terms of like scope. It's also a block scope like lit, but there's one difference here that we cannot reassign the value. So I cannot just say hi and do something like I don't know, some type of, I can't say like hello, for example, word. I can't do that with const. So if I try to run the file here, you see that it's throwing an error. I cannot reassign to a constant variable. That's kind of the only difference here. So yeah, this is what's the var versus lit versus const. These are the differences, and now here it's more about your either the team that you're in, what style they follow, or your personal preferences. But for in my opinion, my preferences is that I use const as default, and then if I want to make that variable to be maybe changed later on, or I want to kind of maybe have a counter or a variable that it's gonna change its value later on, so I would go with lit, but as default I will go with const. Cool.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you have any suggestions or any comments in the comment section below. All right, see you next time.